Happy Monday, everybody. So last Friday, with the help of journalist Matt Taibbi, Elon Musk revealed how facts were suppressed on Twitter in order to sway an election. It was fun to witness watching the left losing its like a porta potty in a Category 5. It was everywhere. And everything you assumed might be true about something, well, it turned out to be true all along. And unless you're watching me work out, that almost never happens. But we found out that Twitter was indeed manipulated by liberals to amplify and suppress information in order to control public opinion and ultimately an election. It wasn't a smoking gun, it was a flaming howitzer. So where are those who say this is worse than Watergate? You know, like this jackass.
This is far worse than Watergate. Why this is worse than Watergate is worse than Watergate. This in some ways is worse than Watergate. I keep getting asked, are there echoes of Watergate in this? And there are.
Ah, shut up. Finally, you have the real election tampering, and this dope is like our president's teeth after 8 p.m. Nowhere to be found. And now Musk is pulling the curtain back, and the truth is as plain as the powder-covered nose on Hunter's face. And yes, we're covering it like we always covered it before, but everywhere else, the story disappeared like a half-gallon tub of potato salad in Anna Navarro's fridge. I moved on from Brian. I love potato salad. I don't begrudge her. Just like the story did when it first appeared. Remember, it disappeared too. It seems that the more the truth bubbles up, the more the media buries it. But with Elon's Twitter, you see everything, even the most honest back and forth between an ex-wife and husband ever. Here's one of Musk's angry ex-wives tweeting at him like, well, an angry ex-wife. Quote, "So let me get this straight. We're now supposed to step into the marketplace of ideas to debate and discuss if Hitler behaved poorly or if women should be raped and locked in cages because these are conversations the culture needs to be having." And she goes on and on from there. So what's Musk, the ex-husband's response? It's amazing how a single emoji can convey everything. If you translated that face, it would say, "Now do you see why I nearly sawed off my hand to remove my wedding ring?" This is why emojis rule. Imagine how much faster any legal proceeding would be if both sides just submitted a single emoji. The whole Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp trial could have been reduced to this. It's a long way for a poop joke, but I'll go there. Now on Twitter, the only suppression comes from those a-holes who were always suppressing the news from the beginning. They hogged the mic and turned Twitter into their personal karaoke party. And now they've been exposed and trashing the whistleblowers for blowing the whistle on them. You have the media going after Taibbi for acting as the conduit that exposes their bias. Seriously, how dare he act like a journalist? And like mindless little worker bees, their buzzing used all the same words. Here's a quick example. A Dem pollster tweets that Taibbi's, quote, "doing PR for the richest person in the world," which sounds just like a tweet from NBC's Ben Collins, who said Taibbi's throwing it all away to do PR work for the richest person in the world. Now look at all of these, and almost entirely identical tweets from blue checkers in the media. You always knew this to be true. It's like they all called each other and asked, "What are you wearing to the party tonight?" Or in this case, I should say funeral, because Musk is killing the old media with absolute daylight. You can see it. So now our journalists are no more than bots that vomit spam, designed to overwhelm people into thinking there's more of them than there are of you. It's similar to movie makers using CGI to shoot a scene that involves a crowd shot of 500,000 people. It's easier and cheaper than hiring 500,000 real humans. Except that here, these aren't bots. These are reporters. In theory, humans. But in reality, they're as programmed and predictable as a Roomba with a busted wheel. Except they spread dirt instead of cleaning it up. And their only defense is built on one sentence, cut and pasted from who knows where. Who gave it to them? But at least they admit that the story happened. I mean, good luck finding this story in the New York Times or on CNN. You'd have a better chance of finding a picture of me in a heart-shaped frame on Chris Wallace's nightstand. I thought we ended amicably, but he doesn't. So much for the middle ground, CNN. So what's this all mean? Well, something's happening. When the hive mind of the media reacts like this, it's because someone kicked their nest and they're buzzing mad. They lost control of the spigot of information, and that means they can no longer suppress truth while amplifying hoaxes like they used to do. Before, they would bury real things from crime to COVID origins while amplifying false, divisive crap, pitting blacks against whites, gays against straights, rich against poor. But their powerful friends breaking the law, those stories vanish like a tray of cannolis in James Corden's dressing room. And now Twitter has pulled the crap-stained rug out from under them. And what do? They turn on the one journalist who's doing their job for them. It's kind of amazing, reporters turning on reporters for reporting. Ben Collins of NBC called Matt Taibbi a hack for doing the work Ben Collins won't do. Like Matt's a scab during a strike. But that's the thing. They're not on strike. They're still getting paid to report the news. And not just the news they are told to by the White House or just the news that they agree with. It's all the news, you idiots. And that scares them. And with Musk in charge, they should be. Let's welcome tonight's guests. She's so bubbly, we're handing out Tums to the audience. Outnumbered co-host Emily Campagno. He's a political maven who enjoys misbehaving. Vice President of Public Relations for Z Labs, Chris Barrett. He was the inspiration for pepper spray. Actor, writer, and comedian Jamie Lissow. And she's only a phone call away if you dial the psych ward. Fox News contributor Kat Tim. Emily, you look quite green tonight. Is that for any special reason?
No, I mean, I thought it was festive and we're in the holiday
All right, enough of that. I thought it might go somewhere interesting, but apparently enough about this. It's okay, we'll move on. I'm amazed by the cut and pasting on Twitter. Like, I get it. Like, we already knew about the Hunter Biden stuff. I'm hoping the story crosses over into a world where people don't know about it. But the fact that all these people, like, basically cut and pasted, it tells you everything you knew about the media. They're robots.
They are, and they demonstrate, and they are demonstrating right now, that if you dare to be a free thinker, if you dare to think for yourself ever, if you are not in lockstep, you are absolutely annihilated. You are cannibaled. And I find what's so interesting about this, too, is in light of that demonstration, that we knew that it was this toxic swamp. We knew that it was a cesspool, right? That's why a lot of us aren't on it, because 90% of that noise is coming from 10% of those rabid users. And what happens now? As Elon Musk has laid bare the censorship, the absolute suppression of real information that Americans needed to know, all of that is happening is an absolute full frontal, howitzer-laden assault on the journalists. Meanwhile, sitting next to them is that putrid carcass of the actual contents that are laid bare. I argue that it is worse than Watergate, or at least on par, because what we are learning, what was in contents, means that there's a question of conflict of interest of the commander-in-chief of the White House, and has been for quite some time, involving many foreign powers. And I'm not drawing some conclusion, but the questions are there. And yet this media totally covered it up. And that collusion we've seen rampant in this administration every day since. And by the way, what I think is so interesting, I've talked about this before with you guys, that the protection Twitter and social media platforms enjoy from any type of legal liability as to that content is that, oh, we don't touch it at all, right? We just host it. But now they clearly touch it, and they morph it, and they change it, and they suppress it. So they're going to be on the hook for, I think, a lot of liability, including to their shareholders.
They were definitely touching it. Don't touch it. Jamie, some say your marriage was worse than Watergate. Do you think emojis could have helped you there? If you conversed less with words and more with primitive images from your phone, you might still have a family.
I was thinking about that as you were doing the monologue, because I was like, man, I haven't seen someone ignore a laptop like that since my wife came home early. The pollsters that was crazy. One of them was in a hurry and they just tweeted copy and paste.
Yes. Yes.
I think, well, I was reading, it was saying like we didn't get some of the suppression, we didn't get some of Hunter Biden's like pornographic tweets. We have to ask ourselves, do we really want to see more Hunter Biden porn? Yes.
Yes. Don't even finish the sentence.
Yes,
I
we
need
do.
to see it all.
Because it's always him, and it's like these hot girls, and they're on water slides. No one has clothes on. My favorite Hunter Biden pics, the ones where he's the photographer.
Yes. Yeah.
Why does why does it matter? Why does it matter that these got out? Have you ever gone like, man, we really thought he was a good guy till the 12th time we saw him doing cocaine?
Yes.
Like, why does it matter? And this guy's like the greatest life ever, by the way. I read recently his allowance is now $10,000 a week. Hunter doesn't have to do anything. Can you imagine? Hunter's at home and Joe's there and he goes, Dad, can I get my allowance? And he gives him $10,000. Then Hunter leaves the room. He comes back and he goes, Dad, can I get my allowance? And he gives him $10,000.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Chris, welcome to the show.
It's good to be back.
It's good to see you back. And you're back. So anyway, what was your take on the Friday's events?
Here's my take. 5 years of the legacy media telling us that a couple $100,000 in Russian Facebook ads made Trump an illegitimate president. Like CNN's doing stakeouts, wall-to-wall coverage showing up at old lady's house, grandma's house, like, did you know you were part of a Russian plot? Blah. No proof whatsoever that this had any impact whatsoever on the election. We have polls that show that people would have voted differently had they known about the Hunter Biden scandal. And here we have not just like some, somebody went and bought some ads. Here we have direct connections between the Biden campaign and, by the way, between Democrats in government. We're now talking about a question. They're always like, it's not the First Amendment. Individual, it's not as the government. Well, here, we actually have sitting members of the House and Senate working with Twitter to manipulate an election. And by the way, people can say what they want about Trump, and they can get all worked up about his mean tweets or mean truths, whatever they are now. But the fact is, he's right. This election was rigged, and Twitter was part of rigging this election. And we ought to have a serious conversation about how do we prevent this again. And for every lefty out there who says, I don't have any problem with this, good. Because when Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump are working with Elon Musk to suppress information that they don't like, we'll see how much you love it then.
Exactly. Well put. Kat, you know what's funny? We made fun of every day when Trump was president, something was worse than Watergate, right? Mm-hmm. and how we are actually dealing with this, and how people who aren't on CNN or MSNBC, we actually treat it responsibly. We're like looking through this. We admit we've known this stuff. We are like we know that we know this is terrible, but we also like we've learned enough that it may not have any effect because the media is still going to. Yeah. They're already burying it.
They're actually going on the offensive against Elon Musk and saying all the hate speech is worse and all this hate speech is all Elon Musk's fault. And I'm just super old school where I think that the hate speech is the fault of the person who said the speech. Because I used to learn about this stuff in school, like subject and predicate.
Yes. We did learn something interesting, though. This is something that about the FBI alerting Twitter about what is called hacked and leaked stuff. And it's like, I don't think I knew that. Or maybe I did know that and I just forgot from all the drinking. But yeah, FBI called ahead to make Twitter aware of hack and leak operation, and they met with Twitter weekly on that. So that's got to be investigated. That's another part of the rigging. Yeah, you have the FBI, you have all of this intel, remember the 51 people. You had Brennan, you had Clapper, all of these people pushing this.
And by the way, none of these people have ever apologized. None of them have ever even said we got it wrong.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
Yes, I don't need an apology. Well, maybe I do. I accept your apology. Somebody just apologized to me at home. Yeah, see?
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.